Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cricut Craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional bonus live video. Be sure to hit that bell icon because that will alert you to when I post a new video and when I go live. Also, be sure you join my group, which is linked down below. We are going to be doing some awesome fun things in there. We're going to have some exclusive freebies for you guys and some one-on-one time with me, so be sure to request to join. Today we're going to talk about how to create your own SVGs. We're going to be using Inkscape, and I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, I'm so scared of Inkscape, it's really, really hard. I'm going to make this super easy for you guys to just follow along with. It's really, really easy to do, and it just takes a little bit of practice, and once you've practiced a few times, you will have this down to a science, and you will be able to make beautiful designs. So let's go over to Inkscape so I can show you how to do this. We're going to start in Inkscape today, and I'm going to show you guys how to make your own layered SVG, and it's really super easy. So we're going to first import the picture that we got off of Google. So I'm going to click File and then Import, and it's in my CRICUT folder, which is on my desktop, which this is a new computer, so every once in a while I get a little confused as to where stuff's hiding. So it's right here, and it's called a bulb. Now this is a PNG, which means it's a file that has no background, typically. This one, some of them you'll find are like this, where they do actually have the checkerboard, which is kind of annoying, but we can work with it. So I made it bigger just so you guys could see it, and we'll make it smaller before we load it into the CRICUT Design Space software. But this way you can see it. So what you're going to do is go to Path, and you're going to go right here where it says Trace Bitmap. Click on that, and it's going to bring up this box. Now for this one, it does have colors. It's not a black and white image. And so you're going to pick right here where it says colors. And you want to take off the smooth and the stack scans, but you do want to remove the background. Now, I always put my colors, which is this right here where it says scans. I always put it at the number that is one more above how many colors my image has. So this one has black and red and white, and it doesn't always pick up the white, and it's okay if it doesn't, because we can add that in later, but sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. So you're going to go ahead and just click OK, and it's going to look like it did absolutely nothing, but it's going to show you this preview here. So now what you're going to do is pull this apart, and you'll see that it kept these weird gray squares. Now what you can do is, if you hate that and really don't want to deal with it, you can try turning this down to 3 and scanning again and see if it will just give you those two colors. So we'll go ahead and get rid of everything else because we don't need any of that. Now what you want to do is click Ungroup, which is right over here. It's like a little magnifying glass and a little square. And it's going to give you two different pieces. To move the two pieces apart, you have to click off of them and then just click one piece and then click the other piece. Now with Inkscape, they have things called nodes, which is basically the path that your CRICUT is going to cut on. And if you look really closely, you'll see at the bottom here of our light bulb, we've got some weird tracing from the black base. It's totally fine. It's real easy to get rid of. You're going to double click on the light bulb, the red part, and then you can either draw a line, like a big box around all of these, and click delete, or you can just click each one individually and delete them. But I'm just going to draw the box, and then I just need to get rid of this one, which this one I will do individually deleting. And honestly, guys, I know this sounds really complicated, but if you just give it a couple of tries, keep trying, do simple images for a while, you will get it, and you will be amazed at all the awesome stuff that you can make and how cool your stuff's going to look. So now you see that my bulb is nice and even. And so we're going to go ahead and we can get rid of this. We don't need it anymore. And I'm going to take these and place them kind of close together. Now, with the newer Inkscape, when I had old Inkscape, it didn't do this automatically. But there's this little box way up here, kind of hidden in the right-hand corner, and it's Enable Snapping. It drives me crazy because what it does is it will make it so that your nodes, which are the little path that your item cuts, it's going to make it so that those cut, or they like attach together, and you don't always want them to do that. So for some reason, this one's not doing it. I just downloaded this one, so that might be part of it. But I always turn that off because I find it like real annoying. You can change your colors on anything you want in here just by going down here and selecting a different color. I'm sorry, my dog's barking. So if we want to just make it a blue bulb for whatever reason, you can absolutely do that. Now I'm going to select both pieces, and for this you need to make sure that you either hold shift and click each piece or draw a box around each piece. And unlike Design Space, you have to have the whole image in the box. You can't just have part of it. We're going to scale this down, and in order to do this, you need to hold Control and grab this little arrow down here or one in the other corners and just make it smaller. If you leave it that big, Design Space can have issues loading it into your program. It's kind of a pain, but it works. This is, I promise guys, just play with this. It's not as hard as it sounds. I don't have a ton of images on here, but I can see if I've got another one that we could import and see if we can try to trace another thing. Let's try this penguin. So he's black and white. He's real easy. So I'll go over one more with you. And I think you guys, once you play with this and learn how to do it, are really going to enjoy it. So to make him bigger, again, I held Control and just pulled that arrow out. And then we're going to go right up here to Path, Trace Bitmap. Now this guy is just black and white, so you can just choose to reset this whole thing. And why you do that is it's just easier because you don't have to choose any of these brightness steps, colors, or grays. And just deselect Smooth, Stack Scans, and select Remove Background, and click OK. And what you're going to see now is you have a penguin who has no background. And he is now nice and easy to load into your Design Space. You don't have to do any of the cleaning up. You get really nice, crisp, clean lines for the most part. Certain images may just not be clean enough in order to get those clean lines. So you, again, will want to play around with this. But I think this is a really nice tip and trick that will help you guys learn how to make your own SVGs and how to get them to work really nicely and to get nice, clean lines. So what we'll do here, I'll show you the final couple steps, is you're going to go to File and Save As, and you're just going to save it as an Inkscape SVG, and I'm going to put it in my CRICUT folder, and I'm just going to save it as bulb, I guess. We'll call it bulb 1, and I'll hit enter and it'll save. We'll go over to our CRICUT Design Space, and we are going to upload and click on Upload Image. Ignore all the weird images that are in there. They're from uploading certain things for YouTube. So it's going to show as a internet file for most people. I, like I said, just got this computer, have not fully set it up. So when you hold your mouse over it, it tells you that it is an SVG document. I'm sorry, I forget that this thing is touchscreen, and I tapped it. So it says SVG document, and that is what you want to load into your Design Space. So go ahead and double click that, and you'll see that it brought up our images exactly how we had them laid out on the screen in Inkscape. So click Save, and we'll go ahead and insert these into our Design Space, and you'll see that you're going to have 3 parts to your image. Now with this, you can ungroup them and you can move all of your stuff around. And you can resize anything you want, remove, like if you don't want to use the penguin, you can keep that off. You can change your color of your bulb, duplicate, and you can use them just like you would use any other Design Space image. And when you go to make it, it's going to bring it up just like you would any other. You can resize them in Design Space. Again, super easy to do. I hope you guys had a good time learning this. It was super fun to teach you because I have a lot of people ask how to do it. And I think this way, once you play with it for just a little bit and follow along with my video, you will be able to do this no problem. Just remember that if you have colors, try to count how many colors you have on your image. And I always recommend going just one more color up on that trace. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. I hope you guys had a great time learning how to trace your own SVG images. I think it's going to be really helpful for you guys to make some really cool designs in Design Space. Now, make sure that you do subscribe to my channel because we are going to do a giveaway at 50,000 and we are getting really close. And down below, you will see a link to join my Facebook group. I'm going to be doing an exclusive giveaway for my Facebook group members when I hit 50,000, and then there's going to be a lot of exclusive freebies and things like that for my group members. So go ahead, click that link and click join, and I will absolutely add you guys. I hope you had a really wonderful time. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you join that group. Have a great day and happy crafting.